Blue, thank you. Princess Caroline, just rounding dockhead into Town Quay as well. Well, I'll stop with all local stuff. Big green, just good evening, thank you.
Ahoy, shipmates! It's a lovely sunny day down here in the port of Southampton. We have Britannia in front of us. Currently underway is the Norwegian Star. And then also to our right, which you can't quite see, is the Queen Mary 2. So 3 departures today. It has been a bit overcast on and off during the day, a bit cloudy and very windy. I've not been up to much on the water. I'm a bit of a fair weather seaman. I like it nice and flat out there. The Norwegian Star has slipped her lines from the dock and is currently turning in the middle swing ground, which unfortunately we can't quite see. I need to sort out a camera location for that. She's swinging around in the middle of the dock. We'll probably see her in 5 or 10 minutes, that sort of range of time. She's on 11-night cruise to Iceland, stopping in at all sorts of fjordy places as she sails. Then we got the Queen Mary 2 departing. She's departing at 5:30. I imagine that's going to be delayed a little bit. And she's also off on a fjording. And then after Queen Mary 2, currently scheduled. Let me just check on the schedule, because you know how these schedules like to change. Schedule. Let's see. Yes, the Britannia is still listed for 6 o'clock. So pretty good with activity here, shipmates. Oh, here's Britannia.
BTS, that's all. Let's see, thank you. The Musketeers at the Bembridge Buoy, outward bound.
I don't think that was Britannia, that was something else. It sounded like Britannia. I'm surprised I can't hear Britannia. Very close by. Oh yes, the Norwegian Star doing a little bit of a spinning up there. Yeah, she's still in the middle swing ground. Which is a shame, really, because I would get a good shot of her from box cam. Never mind. We'll sort these things out in the future. But yeah, like I was saying, it's been rather cloudy, quite pleasant. But when the sun goes in and the wind picks up, it's a bit chilly, if I'm honest. And then when the sun comes out and the wind stops, it's really hot. It's a very confusing day. I'm not quite sure what to wear. I'll put a t-shirt on or a jumper, or both. Have a quick look on Netley Cam, see if we can see Norwegian Star. No, she'd be up there somewhere. Somewhere behind that tree. Have a quick look on the stern of Britannia. I noticed quite a few people up there sunning themselves. Possibly having a rum bet.
One Jassa provider VHS, that's all this sea, thank you. The ship can call me please before he drops his anchor so I can check his position.
Yeah, possibly having a rum-based cocktail up there somewhere, one would imagine. Looks very nice. You can see it's a little touch breezy. The flag was certainly fluttering around earlier. I can see some chap's shirt really blowing around. Yeah, it's still looking quite windy out there, but that won't affect the departure of these ships. They're impervious to a little bit of breeze.
Yes, Jet 6 shortly away. Town Quay.
Roger 6, thank you. Princess Caroline about to enter the ocean. Town Quay, followed by the Jenny Blue. And the Norwegian Star swing just about complete, middle swing ground outward bound. Jassa provider hook outbound to the west.
Yes, Jet.
There we go. We heard information there. The Norwegian Star just about finished with her swing. She might be visible here shortly. A Norwegian Star. I'm not sure I've droned Norwegian Star yet, or maybe I have. It's difficult to remember. One of the older ships in the Norwegian fleet, Norwegian cruise lines, launched maiden voyage in November 2001, so over 20 years old. Seems to be a fairly old ship in the terms of cruising. I think once you get over 20 years old, I think you're definitely in the older category. Or perhaps they're making ships better these days. They do seem to last a bit longer, or maybe they're just the refits are more thorough. I had some chat here somewhere. Where's the chat gone? Oh, here's the chat. Oh, right. Oh, there's a lot of chat going on there. Let's have a look. I'll whiz through. I'll just have a whiz through and make sure welcome everyone on board. Excellent. We have our excellent spellers here. Tizzy C's here. He's currently sat in the corner next to Cowshot Castle looking forward. Oh, excellent. Well done, shipmate. Great location. You won't see them for particularly long, but as you've got three coming past, it'll be nice. Probably a bit breezy, I'd imagine, down in Cowshot there, Tizzy C. Signal should be quite good. I get quite a good signal down in Cowshot Spit. I'd certainly recommend that. Boy there, Tim Mellis. He's one of our excellent spanners, as well as Kevin too. Boy there, Chipaz 1990 asked what time does Queen Mary 2 part? So scheduled for 17:30, but I would imagine slightly delayed because the Norwegian Star left a little bit late. So yeah, should probably on screen about half an hour. Well, there will be film. He says just related to this new video. Oh, yes, I did see. I think it was your Silver Cloud. I saw it in my thumbnails. I haven't had a chance to watch that. I'll have a look at that later. Yeah, he's a fellow droner up in the Isle of Man. Oh yes, I was recommending that if Tizzy sees off, also he's on holiday in the area and he's going to go to the Bewley Motor Museum tomorrow, which is a rather excellent location. Great selection of cars. They've got vehicles from all sorts of decades, all sorts of time periods, real old classics, Model T Fords, the oldest vehicles you can never imagine. I've also got quite a few modern cars. I don't know if they still have it. They used to have a James Bond exhibition with loads of Bond cars there, and that was always quite interesting because when you get close to the Bond cars, you realise that they're all stuck together with tape and screws. They're not particularly pretty when they're close up. Excellent from afar, but obviously they're stunt cars, most of them. So they have a particular role to perform rather. Let's have a look. Anyone else on the balcony? Quite a few shipmates out there. Some of them should just be ready to wave. In fact, they're probably I see them looking across. They probably can see Norwegian Star. So that's probably what they're looking at. Ahoy there, Luke Penning says his parents from the QM2, Queen Mary 2. Oh, you obviously got a good view. Ted Thompson says, what time, Britannia? Oh, let's just check the schedule for that one. It's still the same, 6 o'clock. And I'd imagine equally that probably delayed slightly because I suspect the Queen Mary 2 will be passing. So probably more like 6:15 would be my guess. Ahoy there, Elizabeth G. And ahoy there, Kate White. And ahoy there, Steph P. I've not seen you in a while, Steph P. Guess you've been busy working. Ahoy there, Wolfgang H. And ahoy there, Andrew Monument. And ahoy there, Matt King. Ahoy there, Helen Jones. Oh, there's Dodson. Busy weekend in Southampton. Yes, it certainly is, shipmate. We had quite a few ships this weekend. I noticed there were even signs posted roundabouts, a warning of traffic disruption. And a few people have reported that traffic's been quite heavy in and out of the port today, especially with this number of cruise ships coming and going. Not quite the busiest, and the busiest we can get is up to about 10, I think. I'm not quite sure when that'll happen. Probably in August. I really should know, shouldn't I? Sort of vaguely my area of expertise. Oh, there's Stephen Prince. Just also noticed earlier when I was setting things up that we were tantalisingly close to 25,000 shipmates, and we have 25,000. 25,002 shipmates have subscribed to the channel. Thank you all, one and all, for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, do think about it. It's that little red button somewhere. It will greatly help the channel out to all those AI robots in California. We'll be directing people to the Solent Ships channel. Doesn't cost a penny. Easily done. And there we go. Thank you for at shipmates. Over 25,000. Who would imagine? Well, there, Vanessa Wells. Looking forward to seeing the 3 cruise ships depart today. Thank you. They're all departing at reasonable time as well, which is quite good, quite close to each other. Andrew Monument says it's looking gorgeous. It certainly is looking gorgeous. And ahoy there, shipmate Kevin Skepper, who's just joined the membership scheme. Well done, shipmate. Welcome aboard. Pleasure to have you as part of the crew. Grab yourself a mug of grog down the galley. Andrew Monument saying it's a lovely weather up in Middlesbrough. I think it's been pretty good all day, generally, because it was a bit chilly when I was on the coast earlier. Matt King also says sunny and breezy here on the south coast. Yes, I think I was probably quite near to you. I was down in Barton-on-Sea. Ahoy there, Wolfgang H. And ahoy there, Kate White says it's sunny in Norfolk. Oh, there's Steph. Maybe another beautiful sunset like this morning's sunrise. Oh, I'm not so convinced. I mean, there are quite a few clouds around, so it could be, but it seems to have cleared up. The sky seems to have cleared up a lot, and a good sunrise, you normally need a few wisps of cloud. But I have a new ship arriving tomorrow that I've not droned, and that is the Island Princess, arriving at 5:45. And the weather forecast tomorrow looks really good for a spot of droning. Excellent sun and cloud. Should give us quite the video, so I should be off droning her tomorrow morning. A clear sky, completely clear sky, just doesn't give you the interest. I find it's just a flat colour, whereas you get some clouds in there and you get all sorts of colours and a lot more exciting. I think Norwegian Star should be, there she is, just about visible. Now, there she is. Vanessa Wells says cloudy with a bit of sun in South Wales. Yeah, it's quite a bit like the south coast here. Oh, with there, Daniel San. Yesterday's weather was from the remains of Tropical Storm Alex moving up north. Ah, that would explain it. It is quite breezy. Ahoy there, Meg Scott. And ahoy there, Les Dawson says very windy up in Scotland. I don't wish to make a stereotype, but isn't it always windy in Scotland? Oh, ahoy then, Karen MacNess. Thank you for subscribing, shipmates. That's all very helpful. Very good of you. I hope you'll be a member of the crew for some time to come. Norwegian Star, unlike some of the other cruise ships that we've had the last couple of days, more in the line of the P&O Aurora and Arcadia. 294 metres, not the biggest, and only 2,348 passengers, 1,031 crew. No, quite small. Unfortunately, I didn't get passenger numbers. I don't know if anyone else managed to pick that up on the radio. Like I say, built in 2001. Top speed of 24.6 knots. 45.6 kilometers an hour for all you continental types over there, and 28.3 in the Queen's language. Thing gone. It's whizzed past. The chat's gone on the bar. Don't repeat myself. Oh, TCC says the signal's holding up in the car. Good job there, shipmates. Andrew wants the ferry cam back. Yeah, I'm working on that, shipmates. Working on the ferry cam. Country Rec 2310 says, stunning evening. It is quite stunning. It's very clear out there today. I think the wind has blown anything away. Kate White says she misses ferry cam. Of course, we all miss ferry cam. Ahoy there, James Boyle. Oh, ahoy there, Ellie Murley. Oh, ahoy there, Breezy Tosh says we are midships on top of Britannia. Okay, I shall, once the Norwegian Star's gone past, gone past, I shall zoom in and see if we can find you. I say that top deck of Norwegian Star looks quite busy, doesn't she? Norwegian Star is very similar to all the other Norwegian ships, has this quite interesting graphic design down the side. I can't say I'm a particular fan of this one. Well, I guess the stars are appropriate because of the name. It does look rather like some sort of children's party at McDonald's. Oh, not so many people on the top. I thought we'd have a few more wavers up there. But certainly looking very sunny, blustery. I think if you're well sheltered in some of those like nooks and crannies on those terraces, that sun is probably going to toast you rather nicely. Just approaching dock head now, the Norwegian Star, so she'll be able to open up the taps and get past that 6-knot speed limit in port. just going past the ocean terminal now. We'll see Britannia coming into view in a second, just on the port side. It's a lovely clear view to Hythe today, looking very clear indeed. In fact, we'll see if we can find the shipmate Breezy Tosh, who's somewhere on midships on Britannia. That looks like a decent sized flybridge boat there. I wonder what that is. Can't quite make it out. Could be... I'm not sure what that is, actually. Oh, I'm distracting myself with powerboats. There we go, and there's Britannia. Britannia's round the other way. We had some time. I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning for the cruise ships are parking whichever way they park, but they do park in different directions. And when they're bowing first, you get a really good view on the sterns of the ships. Iona tends to always stern in. Actually, no, I do know why Iona sterns in. I was talking to the VTS the other day, and it's because she can't connect to various different points on the dock side very easily, so she has to come in bow first. She can't come in the other way. Most of the other ships tend to come in the other way. It seems to be the preference. But because due to Iona's massive size, she can't come in stern first. No, that's I remember this now. Norwegian Star's got that interesting bit of like 1970s trellis work at the rear, just above the name. Half expect some plastic ivy to be stuck and twisted around that. Some plastic grapes hanging from it. Just having a quick look to see if I can see our shipmate. I'd say he's got to be round about here somewhere. Could be him there with the cap on, very sensibly, because it's quite sunny. Maybe he's further along a bit. Difficult to tell. There's quite a few people out on their balconies. Only problem with the sun from this direction, this time of day, it's very bright. It's making a real shadow on Norwegian Star. Okay, right. Let's go back to the chat show. Let's see what's going on there. I'm going to put this camera, let's move this camera over here so we can catch Norwegian Star when she's going down Southampton water. And I've just heard some hooting and honking. I'm thinking that Queen Mary 2 is on the move, so she's a tad late. Yep, she looks like she's on the move. That's good. So we've got Queen Mary 2 on the move. She'll be on camera, I'd imagine, about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more time, maybe half an hour. So we've got to follow Norwegian Star. And then at 6 o'clock, I imagine probably a little bit later than 6, we'll have Britannia departing. All well and good. I think the lips on front of Norwegian Star aren't quite as full as they are on the later Norwegian ships. I think we must have changed the graphic design slightly. Oh, ahoy there, shipmate Silverback 81. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Glad you subscribed. Many thanks. Always helpful. Ahoy there, shipmate Nigel Warren. And ahoy there, David Hayes, who's not feeling particularly good. He's got to wait 60 days before he's on his next cruise. Well, frankly, shipmate, I think that's not very long at all. I think you should think yourself lucky. Ahoy there, Rick, who's sailing on Norwegian Cruise Line Star in 3 weeks, bound for Iceland. He can't wait. I think it's a great location. I don't know how much time you'll get in Iceland. I'm presuming you'll be off on a trip to see some bubbling activity from all the natural hot springs and such. Oh, yes, I forget that Tizzy C is a lady. Oops, my mistake. I don't necessarily have the memory of the ship's log anymore. It's a bit forgetful. Well, I'm glad that Mr. Tizzy C is finding it hilarious. But then perhaps Mr. Tizzy C, perhaps he prefers the garden and you prefer the motor museum. I'm not sure. Oh, there, Country Wreck 2310 is sitting on the Victoria shoreline waiting. Oh, well, you shouldn't have to wait too much longer, shipmate. I imagine you've probably got a decent view of Norwegian Star now. Oh, yeah, thanks, shipmates. Yes, 25,000 subscribers. That's fantastic, isn't it? That's just what the channel needed. It's felt like an uphill battle for the last... Frankly, was getting on to almost a year now. It's rather disconcerting. Amazing how time flies when you're battling with large corporations. Oh, there, George Jarvis. Welcome aboard, shipmates. Many thanks for subscribing, becoming part of the crew. Andrew Monument still banging on that he wants ferry cam. Yes, I'm working on it, shipmates. Oh, there, David Derbyshire says, so sad that we're not on Queen Mary 2 today, as our new favourite band is on board West on Sunset. Enjoy your gig on Queen Mary 2. Oh, not heard of West on Sunset. I'll have to look them up. Oh, there, Gary Hamilton says it's dull but warm in Wick. Top of the map. Oh, I've been to Wick, actually. I cycled from Land's End to John O'Groats, and Wick was where I stopped in at Wick. Went to the little distillery just down the street, and I bought myself some celebratory scotch for when I arrived at John O'Groats. And might I say, it was some very fine scotch. With there, Steve from the UK says it's sunny but windy here in Bristol. With there, shipmate Robbie Box 47. Many thanks for subscribing, shipmate. With there, Amber J says, what ship is that? This is Norwegian Star. Just waiting for Queen Mary 2, and then we'll have Britannia. Queen Mary 2 is definitely on the move. She's not gone too far yet. Just coming out of dock. Probably see her in about 10 to 15 minutes, I suspect. Boy Chipaz 1990 says, looks like Queen Mary 2 last one out. No, Britannia's last one out. Queen Mary 2 is on the move, and then Britannia shortly afterwards. See how clear it is down Southampton water today. I can see the occasional kite surfer there on the other side of Cowshot Spit. It's normally a good indication of breeze. That's probably a good day to be kite surfing. Good breeze, plenty of sun. Water looks rather choppy. Like I say, I'm rather fair weather seaman. I burn my water flat. I don't like to spill my rum when bombing around the Solent. Looks like people are shuffling down from the decks. I would imagine it's buffet time for a lot of people. And I think probably it's quite windy up there. Ahoy there, shipmate Chelsea Walton. Many thanks for subscribing, shipmates. Welcome aboard. Join the crew. Just check on Queen Mary 2. She's approaching Mayflower Park, so like I say, probably about 15 minutes for her. Get to see Norwegian Star for a bit, then Britannia. Well, there's Steve from the UK. It says, funny thing about cruising, once you've done it, it's a bug, and you need to come back and do another one over and over. I think that's a pretty fair observation there, shipmate. It does seem to be quite a frequent experience for most people. Once they have the bug, they do seem to want to go again and again. Of course, there is lots of opportunities, all sorts of different ships in different locations, going to different places, so there is quite a lot to explore. If you don't like the big ships, you can go on the small ships. If you don't want to go to the Caribbean, you can go to the Mediterranean. Or if you don't want to go to the Mediterranean, you go to the fjords, which seems to be the very popular area at the moment. It's a little yacht there moored out for the Netley Cliff Sailing Club. They don't seem to have a lot of yachts out yet. I'm going to have to ask the Commodore what's going on there. I thought they would have had them all out, but perhaps they're not. Ahoy there, Christina Ross. Oh, and ahoy there, Margaret Taylor. Says it's Panama Canal next month. Oh, I'd certainly like to see the Panama Canal. I think that's a wonderful experience to travel down through that little slither that's cut between North and South America. Quite deep as well. I wonder if you actually get off in Panama City. Well, then, Warren says, do we have passenger numbers? I wasn't listening to the radio, so I don't have them at the moment. Sorry about that, shipmates. Oh, there's Charlotte Parrott. That says, how are you, Captain? I'm very well today, thanks. I'm a little bit, I suspect I'm going to be a little bit sunburnt later. I've been out in the sun, and it was windy, and I didn't feel it, and I didn't put any sunblock on. I suspect I'll be a little bit red tomorrow morning. Great way to end a weekend. That's a little rib there. He's certainly belting along. Ahoy there, Elaine Howells. It's nice to see two cruise ships going out together. I'd like to see all the cruise ships in and out of Southampton. Well, it's not just two this evening, ship, it's three. Probably one of the channel favourites, the Queen Mary 2. She's just moving. She'll probably visible shortly. It's just getting to Mayflower Park. Soon to be passing Town Quay. Probably see her on the camera. With their chip out 1990 says that Norwegian Dawn was in Newcastle yesterday. They certainly get around, don't they? Well, with their Country Rec 2310, who's I think he's down in Victoria Country Park. Says he looks like him hip graffiti. Yes, I sort of thought that as well. I'm not sure it's quite as stylish as some of the other graphics on some of the other ships. Shipmate Helen Jones thinks that she looks like she's smirking. She does. I know entirely what you mean. It does look a bit smirky, doesn't it? Shipmate Ellie Birdie says I should start selling branded foam fingers. Yeah, I have thought about that. I actually thought about branded towels might be a better idea. Something you always want a towel, don't you? Might be useful. Oh, well, there's Scott Lewis from Eastern Pennsylvania, USA. Well, welcome aboard, shipmate. How you doing, partner? Sorry, I suppose I should say that American. Howdy, partner. How you doing, partner? A quick update on Queen Mary 2. Yeah, I'm going to look the other way. I think it might be on the camera very shortly. Still a bit breezy out there. Well, it's not too bad. Bit of wobble on the Netley cam, but it seems to be less wobbly than it has been recently. I think someone said earlier there's some remnants of some storm coming through, so see what it is. With their Karen Magnus is 426 days until our next cruise. Oh, that is a long wait. Someone earlier was complaining about 60 days. 426 days, that positively like a year and a bit. Okay, now we're just coming on to our screens is Queen Mary 2. You can see quite considerably larger than Norwegian Star. The superstructure looming over the car parks here in the Port of Southampton. A very striking figure, the Queen Mary 2. I would say, unlike a lot of other cruise ships, very distinctive silhouette, very distinctive design, very attractive, most people would say. Seems to be a firm favourite of the channel. And with their Country Rec says he was at Wick orca watching. Oh, didn't know you could go orca watching. I prefer to call them killer whales. I think that's what they used to be called. With their Carol Collins says my very first enjoyable visit to this channel. Can't wait for my round trip transatlantic sailing in August. Oh, that would be wonderful. I wonder if you're coming back on the Queen Mary 2 there, shipmate. With their Gerald Stubbins says he's cruising from Hawaii to Australia in October. Oh, that's quite a trip. Oh, ahoy, George Astanas. Sorry, if I've mispronounced your name there, shipmate. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, shipmate, and make his way to the galley and grab yourself a mug of grog. I don't know if you've heard those horns coming over. It was quite the cacophony. I think it was the P&O Britannia and the Queen Mary 2 honking to each other. I think the first one was Queen Mary 2. Second one was Britannia. Definitely very clear down Southampton water, because we can see the Norwegian star. In the background, you can see the red funnel ferry, and in the background, you can see the Portsmouth to Fishbourne ferry. What the name? Portsmouth to Fishbourne ferry. Visibility is good, and those land mass you can see in the very distance is the Isle of Wight. Currently, the Queen Mary 2 is just hiding behind these grain silos that we have here. The dockhead. It shall be visible very shortly on cruise cam. I'll say that some shipmate Gerald Stubb is off on a cruise from Hawaii to Australia in October. That sounds like a absolutely wonderful cruise to take. From one sunny island to another sunny island, just a different scale. But Nicholas Stokes asks, where is Britannia headed to? That is the very distinctive bow of the Queen Mary 2. I think you couldn't mistake the Queen Mary 2 for any other ship. And there appears to be a lot of shipmates on board. They're probably going to be waving to fellow shipmates over on Britannia. Really looking like a wonderful day, isn't it? See a few people out on their balconies. Quite a few people up on deck. I can even hear some music wafting over in the distance. No one is waving though. What's the matter with you people? Wave, damn it, wave. You can see the flags on top of Queen Mary 2. They're quite stiff. Shows you it's still quite breezy out there. I think probably one of my favourite features of the Queen Mary 2 is the fact her name is rather large on the side of the ship. Always handy when you're not quite sure what's going on. I think it's at the stern of the Queen Mary 2. Around the pool area is this balconied area. I think on a day like today, when you're departing the port of Southampton, it's sunny, a bit breezy, you're probably in a bit of shelter there. I can see a band playing. That's probably what I can hear. I can imagine you've got your rum-based cocktail with your little umbrella stuck into it, sitting back, enjoying the view of the port and the sun, just about to pass Britannia. What more could you want? An equally distinctive bow, the Queen Mary 2, I think, has a very equally distinctive stern. But let's go down and have a look at the stern, shall we? Said to be modelled on a spoon. Which I think makes sense. That sort of elements there of the stern sort of looks like a spoon, doesn't it? Where it has a flat part. The flat part is all to do with hydrodynamics. It's supposed to increase flow. Of course, the Queen Mary 2, one of the fastest cruise, well, fastest, when I say cruise ship, I mean a ship that's carrying passengers, but an ocean liner, probably a better description. People get their knickers in a twist if I get that wrong. But she's one of the fastest ships out there. Really see, even at that angle, quite a distinctive silhouette. You've had a fantastic view from your cabins on the starboard side of Britannia. Unfortunately, it's just a touch breezy here. The Netley cam. Do need to stabilise that slightly. As well as, along with Norwegian Star, actually, Queen Mary 2 is not exactly a new ship. Not quite 20 years old. Maiden voyage was in 2004. She's not quite 20 yet, but she's certainly getting on in age. She's 345 metres long, substantially longer, and has a top speed of 30 knots, which is considerably faster than your average cruise. Most cruise ships have a top speed somewhere in the region of 22, 23 knots, but 30 knots for Queen Mary 2. That's 56 kilometres an hour for your continental types, or 35 miles per hour in the Queen's units. Passengers on board, passengers on board are just shy of 2,700, with a total crew of 1,253. So not as big as some of the other cruise ships, considering her length. I don't know what the air draft of the Queen Mary 2 is. Height, yes, I do. It's 72 metres, which is, I think, quite tall. I think she's taller than some of the other cruise ships, even though she doesn't have the capacity. Like I say, more ocean liner than cruise ship. Refitted in 2016, which gave her some extra passengers. I think they added some extra cabins somewhere. She's in Germany for a refit a while ago, and you saw an excellent time-lapse video where they showed you all the things that were added. And I think a lot of it consisted of equipment, communications equipment, updating the internet and all that sort of thing. I'd imagine when she was launched in 2004, probably wasn't internet on board. Not sure about that, but maybe not. I suspect there is now. Oh, I realised I've... Where's my live chat gone? Where are you, shipmates? So you're back over here. Here we go. That's jumped a lot. So yeah, it's the strong light here. We've definitely got very much the silhouette of the Queen Mary 2, but you can actually see the very distinctive bow shape here, so that's quite a good feature. I don't know if you can just make out at the very front of the ship is the bridge where the captain is and where the officers are steering the ship. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on that, see if that'll help. There we go. So this is the bridge of the ships at the very front here. That bit that goes across the top looks like a bridge, hence the name. There's also a couple of black lines at the front of the ship. 3 black patches on each side, big black blocks. They're supposed to symbolise hands holding on to the front of the ships like fingers. That's an interesting design influence. Look at that, it's very sunny indeed. With Vanessa Wells says she thought she heard her horn blow. Yes, I hope you did. I did. It looked like it was registering. Oh, and Steph P says she's tempted. Only ship that she's tempted by. Yeah, I'd be very tempted by the Queen Mary 2. I quite like some of the tall ship cruise ships as well. I was looking at one the other day. It was in Portsmouth, and I realised that there was a 4-night stay. It was going to cost about £10,000. So better start playing that lottery again, I think. Oh, there will be filmed. Says great views from Hythe Marina. Yep, it's pretty decent views from Hythe Marina. It's absolutely true. Stephanie says someday we'll get a whole ship of waivers. That'll be great. Someone could organise them. That would be marvellous, wouldn't it? I suppose I could mention where Queen Mary 2 is off to. She is off, like the Norwegian Star, to the fjords, but not going to Iceland. Hamburg, Ulsland, Flam, Olden, Bergen, and back to hamburgers again. I was saying the other day, I think a cruise around the fields would be very pretty. I can't remember one of the ship's mates' names, but I suggested I couldn't work out which side of the ship I want to be on. He suggested the stern, because you get a fantastic view from the stern. And I thought, oh, yeah, you're probably right. There is Britannia, registered in the port of Southampton, which is unusual. Most of them seem to be registered in ports of convenient tax locations. We're actually registered in the port of Southampton. I think Britannia was registered in port of Southampton to allow weddings to take place on board. If they're registered off in overseas ports, they can't have weddings on board or something. I know there was a reason I read about it, or someone told me. So the Queen Mary 2 looks like she's got a really high waistline. Really high freeboard. If that make entirely sure there's a freeboard on a cruise ship, but I think you get what I'm saying. With Victor Tilson says that Queen Anne's maiden voyage is the 4th of January 2024, direct to Lisbon and back 7 nights. Queen Anne is the new ship. It's not finished just yet, and that'll be exciting to see that as well. Oh, there, Derek said he delivered items to the ship when she was being refitted in Bremerhaven. It's quite exciting. I wonder what stuff you delivered. Maybe casks of rum. With it, Nigel Warren says there's a brand new Disney Dream on the way to Port Canaveral now. With it, Richard Carl Evans says he'll be waving from the decks of the Queen Mary 2 leaving on the 21st of August. Excellent shipmate. Hope you have a really good trip. You can see not a lot of traffic on the Southampton water today. You thought you might see a few more pleasure craft, but I suspect the wind is putting people off. Certainly puts me off, that's for sure. Well, the country winch says, anyone knowing the 3 Cunard ships are in altogether? Actually, I don't. I should really look through that, shouldn't I, and work that out. Well, there, Brenda Surratt says, when's the next voyage to New York? The Queen Mary. I don't know, actually. I'm not full of much information today, am I? And there's the local Red Funnel ferry. An excellent view of the Queen Mary too. Oi there, Tim says, where is Britannia off to? Well, Britannia is off to the Mediterranean, so she's not going to the fjords. She's going a 14-night cruise in the Mediterranean via La Coruna in Spain, Palma de Mallorca, La Spaza, Marseille, and Barcelona. We've currently got Norwegian Star just getting to the end of Southampton water and preparing to, I would think, around Cowshot Spits. Queen Mary 2 is midway down Southampton water, and then I will just check, but I have a feeling that Britannia might be on the move. Let's just have a quick look at that, shouldn't we? Let's have a look at Britannia, shall we? The lines may be up. Got Queen Mary 2 going. Let's have a quick look at Britannia. Yep, Britannia is on her way. Nice and easy for Britannia to slip out of dock. No turning, spinning around there, just straight out. Just a little late, probably because Queen Mary 2 was a little late, because Norwegian Star was a little late. Certainly a lot of happy-looking shipmates there out on their balconies. We've got some wavers. Lots of sunny-looking people up on the top deck there. Yeah, quite a few people out on their balconies. Probably sheltered on those balconies at the moment. From the direction of the wind would be more or less dead ahead, hitting the bow. Queen Mary 2 just past. It's about to get to the Esso terminal. With as well says, I can see your suite on the stern of Britannia. Got to wait until July next year, celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary. Well done, shipmate. That's very impressive. Oh, it's great that you can see where your suite is. I always think a suite on the stern is pretty good. I think that might be my choice, actually. We're there, Philip Coley says, a nice sunny early evening indeed. We're there tomorrow, Goodwin says, I'm off to Disneyland Paris. First time out the UK for a mini cruise on the ferry. Well, I don't think it matters quite how you get on the water, as long as you're out on the water. That sounds like a fine trip indeed, Disneyland Paris. The Britannia departing Ocean Terminal on her way to the Mediterranean. And then we have Queen Mary 2 on her way down Southampton water. And at the very distance there, in the other side of Cashot's Spit, is the Norwegian Star, making her turn around Bramblebank off as well to Iceland and the fields. A lot of shipmates up there enjoying the view from the stern of Britannia. You can see now she's starting her swing. One of our shipmates said she had a cabin on the stern. I'm guessing it's one of those ones we can see. Mary 2 making her way down south of the water, probably picked up to somewhere around 12 knots, I would think. And then she'll be round Cashot's Spit as well. Quite good from this angle, you get some idea of the scale of the ship. You can see all those balconies for all those cabins. Look at that. How amazing is that? All those people. Oh, we've got someone waving on the stern. I've got some smoke coming out. She's obviously putting a bit of power down. Oh, I've definitely got some wavers on the stern. They look very happy to be departing. Looks like at the other end of Southampton water we've got the Queen Mary 2 and Red Funnel ferry race going on. Oh, are we there? Alive? Many thanks for subscribing, shipmate. Welcome aboard. If you're on the port side balcony here, you'd be in the shade. Steph B says, surprised how quickly they turn. It is very surprising. They catch me out, I must say. You wouldn't imagine a ship that size just spinning around so quickly. Looks like the red funnel is not going to overtake, or is she going to overtake? It's difficult to tell. It's certainly getting competitive down there. Probably doing the sensible thing and waiting. Oh, now I've got a view now of Britannia. It looks a touch rusty on the port side here, along the hull there. You can see quite a few little rust marks. I did hear a worker from one of the lines, which shall remain nameless, say that when things are really busy during lockdown and they couldn't get things done, they just painted the side that was closest to the dock. They didn't paint the other side. I thought that was an interesting admittance. So perhaps that's what's happened here. Perhaps the starboard side is all shiny and the port side is a touch on the, well, needs room for improvement. So we've got a red funnel here that's been delayed by Britannia. And then we've got another red funnel ferry that I think is going to try and overtake what it looks like round Cowshot Spit. They've probably radioed to one another and said that was fine, that's going ahead. But cruise ships do cause a bit of a problem for the ferries. Let's say the wind's died down slightly. Seems to be a lot of seagulls around at the moment. They're putting me off my droning, all these seagulls. They're not like oyster catchers, which are definitely my least favourite ship, my least favourite bird. But the oyster catchers will take out a drone, but the seagulls, they're very good about it. But when there's a big crowd of them, I'm not sure I trust them to be paying much attention. I wouldn't put them in the category of being very bright. It's like one of our Ro-Ros in port here. It looks like the Hug. Can't quite see what it says there. Hug. It's the Hug Manila. She'll be loading up with vehicles, Range Rovers, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, and the usual stacks and stacks and stacks of Mini Coopers. We should be able to see. We should be able to see on Cow's Cam when the cruise ships pass. But look, let's see what can we see on there. Norwegian Star will be on Cow's Cam shortly, so we'll have the whole variety. Looks like we've got another foiling windsurfer out there. We just find how do I do this? Sometimes it's just not enough screens on my computer. Now you can see here, this is one of the car parks, and in fact, it looks to me, I was sort of joking about the Mini Coopers, but I think that is a Mini Cooper. I can see a few Mini Coopers around. we'll see if we can see the cruise ships on Cowscam. And those are big grain stacks you can see there. What was an advert for something? What does the advert say? Seems like a strange place to put an advert. Frontier. I'm none the wiser. Over in Cowes, still looking a bit breezy over in Cowes. We should, I imagine, be seeing Norwegian Star very shortly there. There's probably some way that I can put two cameras on the screen at the same time. I'll need to do some research. There's always something to learn with this software. Quick checking cows. Nope, nothing there. And if we look over in here, I can see more Mini Coopers. We must export Mini Coopers like loaves of bread from the Ukraine. It's not just Mini Coopers, obviously. Other brands and makes of cars, but that seems to be one of the ones I see the highest volume of. Still fairly clear visibility to the Isle of Wight. Queen Mary 2 getting down towards the end. I imagine she'd slowed down a touch. Yeah, only doing 7.5 knots. I think she's slowed down to let ferry pass. Probably doesn't want to gain too much ground on Norwegian Star either. Norwegian Star rounding Bramblebank, just coming past Cowes. I imagine she'll be on our screen shortly. Britannia still going past the minis in the port. I've got a new ship arriving tomorrow. I think I said earlier on. Tomorrow morning, it's the Island Princess, not seen before on the channel. Arriving, I would say, probably the perfect time. Its forecast is for a sunny morning with some clouds, which normally makes for the best type of drone video. So that should be exciting. Early start though for that one. Are those minis? No, Range Rovers. We've got that tomorrow morning, and then there's another one. There's a Serena. I don't think I've seen Serena on the channel before. I could be mistaken. And here we go. Here's the Norwegian Star over in Cowes. And you can see the difference here. She's picked up quite a bit of speed. And really quite close to Cowes. If you lived in Cowes, you get an excellent view of the ships going past. Norwegian Star's probably picked up to almost, I imagine, cruising speed. Yeah, 14 knots. Be typical round this sort of area, even though it's quite a tight turn. It's still easy enough to do. And then she'll be out into the English Channel and off to... Where is she off to? Well, she's off to New Haven on the ship tracker. I'm not quite sure that's quite right. She's off to Ireland or somewhere. Off to Iceland and then off to the fjords. And now we have also quick look on cruise cam, and we can actually see Britannia, and then there we go. In the background is Norwegian Star. It's very good visibility this evening. And then we'll just about lose Norwegian Star as she goes around the head here. I'm always looking for new camera locations, shipmates. So if you do have a home or an office or somewhere that you allow me to put a camera on, please let me know. Suggestions about where I can go are always useful, but it takes ages to get people to put cameras up. But if you actually have a property or you know someone that's willing to put a camera up, just please let me know. Drop me an email. Let one of the spanners know or something. Then we can expand our network and get us better coverage. And then she goes off around the Isle of Wight. There's something in the background there going pretty fast. We get quite a good view. Britannia and Norwegian Star. Oh, they will be filmed. Says that Serena's coming to the Isle of Man soon. It was once the Ocean Princess. He went on a fjords. Never did finish that video. 11 years and counting. I know how those go, shipmate. I always try and do mine the same day. Otherwise I never get around to it. It's a good mantra that served me well. In fact, not only can we see Britannia and Norwegian Star, we can also see Queen Mary 2 and Norwegian Star. Is there a chance we'll get all three ships in the same shot? Ooh, okay, let's see what we can do. Zoom out of it. I don't think. No, Britannia's too far up Southampton water. Oh, that's a shame. We have had this happen occasionally, where you get lots of cruise ships in frame. There's our kite foiling surfer chappie there. Oh, we did the pack, AK 100. Yes, the ferry cat will come back. I just need to sort out a few bits and pieces of that one. No cities on the Isle of Wight, says Matt King. Very true. And we get to see Queen Mary 2 here turning. I may have said something was a city. I wouldn't be surprised. The wind's picked up a bit. You can never tell when it's windy. The kite surfers are out. We are going to get a 3 cruise ship view here. Now we've got the Queen Mary 2 on the left, very far left in the distance. Britannia in the centre, and then on the right is Norwegian Star. And there we go. That's 3 ships in one view. Got there in the end. actually going to be quite a good view, that, isn't it? You see the Cowshot Sports Stadium Activity Centre is in the way. Southampton waters look a bit choppy. Some of those small boats are bouncing around out there. We might get an alternative view. So if Queen Mary 2 goes to the right, then we can have Britannia on the left and then Norwegian Star in the middle. I know you probably won't see her over the terminal. Oh, maybe. I might have to zoom out to fit more in. And there we go. 3 ships in a different order. Britannia, the left, the Norwegian Star in the very distance behind the Esso refinery. And then you've got a nice side profile in the lovely sunny Southampton Sunday afternoon for Queen Mary 2. And a ferry as well. Britannia on the way down Southampton Water. So that's it. Shipmates, those are the 3 ships that we have departing today. There's the Britannia and Norwegian Star. So we've got a new ship coming in tomorrow, which I shall attempt a drone of. And then, I'm not sure there's anything particularly new coming in for a while. The usual suspects are coming and going. Island Princess is coming in again later. Well, she's coming in tomorrow. That's probably the time to drone the Island Princess. Let's have a quick look. That's with the seas. Yeah, I can't see anything new coming in later, so that's now up to August. If you're curious about what ships do come in and out of Port Southampton, if you Google VTS cruise ships, there's a whole ship schedule there. That tells you what's going on. It's not always the most reliable, I have to say. They do try their best to keep it up to date, but things change, times change, so sometimes you have to take it with a little pinch of salt. Hope you all enjoyed this broadcast, shipmates. I was quite pleased that all the ships have left more or less on time. It's pretty good. Just like to thank the Spanners massively for helping out. They have not only help out on this live stream, they help out on all the streaming cameras. Couldn't do it without them. Just like to thank everyone who has subscribed today. We have boosted our subscriber numbers. How many crew members do we have now? Up to 25,038 crew members. So thank you for all those who subscribed today. And thank you for all those who became members. I think that was George Atsains, I'm not sure if I pronounced that one correctly, and Kevin Skipper. I thank you, shipmates, for becoming members. Do enjoy content on this channel, please do think about subscribing, and perhaps hit that notification bell, and every time I'll do a live stream, you'll be notified. We'll shortly be seeing Queen Mary 2 on Cow's Cam. I have to wait a little while for that, but she'll be coming around the corner. Not sure what I should be live streaming next week. I'll have to check on my personal schedule for that. But no, I can't do a Saturday next weekend. I'm busy on the water again. I'll have to see what I can fit in. Busy time of year for ships and for the captain. There's the Britannia hiding behind the cranes. Very wobbly on Netley Cam. Cow's Camp, lovely picture over on Cow's Camp. Visibility looking good. That's over to the mainland, or as some of the locals call it, the Big Island. We'll be able to see Queen Mary 2 in a bit. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that, shipmates. I will continue to follow the ships out. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this one. And make sure, if you haven't subscribed, you'll be notified of any live streams coming up. Until next time.